Hi everyone, welcome again to my channel. I'm out here in my backyard today and I'm going to be planting some asparagus crowns. So what I've done is already prepare the area, weeding and digging the trench in which I'm going to be planting them in. And the variety that I'm going to be planting is the green asparagus variety. I got these from a local garden store and they have 16 crowns in this packet, and they recommend that we plant them between the months of April and May, which is right now. So the crowns, this is what they look like. So they're still firm, which makes me think that they're still in good quality. And now what I'm going to do is to lay them in the ground and space them out about 16 centimeters. So asparagus are perennial vegetable that you plant once and harvest for decades. You cannot harvest them the first year that you plant them. You have to give 2 or 3 years for the roots to properly establish and for the plant to be able to generate a proper harvest. I try to respect the instruction on the spacing, but I realized that I didn't have enough space, so I put them a little bit tighter. However, what is important is that the roots are spread out as much as possible and that they are buried deep enough. The crown has to be pointing towards the sun and be a little bit elevated ideally. So now I'm just going to add more fertilizer and cover everything with the soil, and then that will be it really. I've used cow manure and slow release fertilizer to enrich the soil here, but I'm also going to be adding a load of compost on top of that. So it's raining today, but I'm really determined to get this done because these crowns have been sitting around here now for some time and I just want to see them planted. Now I'm just going to pull in all the soil that was around that I dug out of the trench, and as you can see, I'm making sure that the roots are buried deeper than the crown itself. Alright, so I'm all done now. I had to add a little bit of compost in some areas where I didn't have enough soil to cover everything, but I'm going to be mulching the whole area some other day when I have enough mulch going. So that's it. It's quite muddy because it was raining today while I was working on this project, and yeah, the sun is back now in the afternoon and I'm done with this project. Thanks so much for watching and see you in our next video. Bye bye. So if you've made it so far and you're wondering what else is going on here in the backyard, let me give you a quick tour of everything else that is growing here. So right over there I have what is slowly becoming a pumpkin patch. I've put in all my pumpkins most of my pumpkins that I grew from seeds, and so far they're doing well. I put this wooden mulch around the little plants, and at the beginning, oh, I think I have a slug going there. I also put in some corn here, but now that I see a lot of slugs here, I can understand why my corn is not coming up, because they usually just eat up the leaves even before they start showing. So the pumpkins are here and they're doing all right. What I also have going on here is the chou de Bruxelles, the Brussels sprout, I guess that's the English word for it. And there again I see some slug markings. See that? That is a sign of a slug. So this is where I have my potatoes. As you can see, nothing to show yet for those potatoes. Over here is where I put the carrots, and they are already coming up tiny little bits. You can see some tiny little carrot seedlings going there. So the carrots seem to be coming up quite all right. Here is where I put the onions, and the onions are beginning to sprout. So the onions will be coming up as well. Over here is where I had the leeks, and well, they're still green. None of them have died. I might add another row back there. The tulips and the daffodils are still going here, strong, looking beautiful. And so is the sedum, coming up well, getting bushier and bushier every day. So I think the combination of the tulips, daffodils between the sedum bushes is a good one, because you get something where after the spring bulbs have died back, you have something green left in the garden bed. So I'm pretty happy with that. So I still have my containers with the zinnias. Yeah, multiple types of zinnia coming up nicely. And in this container over here is where I have the nasturtiums and morning glory flower. Now here in the back garden, you already know what is going on in here. In the potty tunnel is where we have all the tomatoes and other things. And then we have the strawberry tower with the first bloom here. I had to get rid of one of the raspberry bushes, but the other ones are already blooming or forming buds. I don't know what the blooms look like. I've never grown raspberry before, but I'm thinking that these little buds here on the plant may well be flowers that are going to open and later on become fruits. So the raspberry patch going there, and the two that I took out, you can see that they're still here. The bigger variety is growing, you know, nicely. Over here is the blueberry bushes that is also looking great. Lots of, I think these are going to become blueberries, these little tiny things. So that is looking great. I have two smaller ones in other containers, and they are looking good as well. I have a lot of weed in between the plants. This is the one in which I also put some strawberries in, and those strawberries are already blooming. So the back garden over here, oh, look at the fig tree with some tiny little fruits on that fig bush. I need to come here and weed, because look, there's a lot of weed growing in those containers. A lot of things that I don't want to see there. So I need to come and clean all that up. But pretty happy with how everything is looking. And the rest of the backyard, well, it is what it is. The grass has grown a lot. I'm going to probably mow it today or tomorrow, sometime soon. And that is our cherry blossom with the last blooms left on it. They are falling every single day, as you can see. And over here is the backyard flower border with the tulips now coming up here. And I'm planning to put in this heucheras in a row. But also I'm going to be adding some gladiolus in that color. Those ones I received from my mother-in-law on Easter Day. So that's it really. That is the backyard as it is right now. A lot going on, and things beginning to take shape back here. Really happy with how everything is looking. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and see you in our next video. Bye bye.